afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Thursday. Another cloudy day and rainy down south.
And chilly, too, yeah.
This keeps on going.
I know, we're on autopilot. We're just stuck.
Dana is back, and we'll have the forecast in just a bit. But first, topping our news today, new court documents details the plea agreement for a man shot during a February arrest.
A beautiful sight with a putrid scent. We stopped by Olbert Botanical Gardens today to check out the corpse flower before it blooms.
And the NFL draft is just hours away. Will the Packers finally select a wide receiver in the first round? We've got Jim Rutledge from ESPN Sports Madison coming on to walk us through it all.
Oh, and of course we have Farm Director Pam Yonke on the show today.
And she's going to be taking your calls, so if you have a farm-related question or a pack-related question for Pam,
exactly.
We'll let you know when to call in. Mild but showery are weather words, and Dana's in the backyard. I guess we just missed most of the rain today.
Welcome back, Dana.
Hi, it's great to be back. I got to tell you guys, I stepped off the plane leaving 85-degree weather, and it's very Wisconsin-like outside right now. A little more like perhaps March in Wisconsin. Typically, temperatures by the end of April trending closer to 60, and today we're in the upper 40s with a cloudy sky overhead. A little windy also, wind speeds in the teens. As we look at our Doppler track, we have seen some steadier rainfall in parts of Illinois, some lighter rainfall in Rock County earlier southeast of Madison, and thunderstorms off to the west. But Dane County has stayed mostly dry. In fact, most of southwestern Wisconsin also staying fairly dry. Temperature-wise, we're close to 50, right at 50 in Mineral Point, 51 in Platteville, and about 48 right now in Madison. With this cloudy sky overhead, I don't plan on temperatures moving around too much for us overnight. But compared to this time yesterday, it is just a smidge warmer, a little more comfortable for us. Again, winds the topic for this evening. It's cloudy outside, but these wind speeds in the teens, close to 20 miles per hour in Platteville, about 17 miles per hour for us in Lone Rock coming in from the southeast. For your Friday, it'll be milder. High temperatures will be in the low 60s, so more seasonable for us. Still breezy, though, with a chance for showers building in. A little more steady chance expected for us late in the day on Friday. As far as traffic is concerned for your Thursday evening commute, a lot of green popping up. I don't have any accidents right now in Dane County, which is always good news. Eastbound on the Beltline, though, slowing down a little bit for us this evening in downtown Janesville, all nice and smooth. From the Beltline to Janesville, 25 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Middleton to Sauk City, downtown to Sun Prairie, 17 minutes this evening. We will take a closer look at your full 10-day forecast, and I want to introduce you guys to some friends that I made this morning in Sun Prairie in just a few minutes.
And the birds are very vocal out there today.
They are. They think it's spring.
What do they know? All right, Dana, we'll see you in a few minutes. Dana. The story made multiple headlines for several months, and now the man shot by law enforcement could be going to prison.
38-year-old Quadrin Wilson is the man at the center of an officer-involved shooting case on the city's east side earlier this year. His family says Wilson was shot multiple times during his arrest in early February.
But Brady Mallory shows us why Wilson may take a plea deal related to a different case. Brady?
Well, newly filed court documents show Wilson has reached the tentative plea deal for a pair of drug charges. Prosecutors plan to charge Wilson with possession of cocaine after they found him with the drug the day he was shot. Wilson is also charged with selling fentanyl, which prosecutors say led to a deadly overdose. Wilson will plead guilty or no contest to both charges, according to the deal. As part of the deal, the state will agree to not issue any more drug charges against Wilson for offenses that may have happened prior to May 9th, 2022. The state and defense also agreed to a 3-year prison sentence, followed by 3 years of extended supervision.
Brady, thank you. Today was the first day of jury selection in the trial of Alexis and Lori Berry. The two Mineral Point women were charged in the 2018 death of a 13-year-old girl who was in their care. A forensics pathologist determined that Sheila Caden died from suffocating and a patterned beating with blunt force, and believe more than one person was involved in her death. Caden's parents, who live in North Carolina, had sent her to live in Mineral Point with the Berrys due to behavioral problems at home. The two families had been close when they lived in Madison. Openings are set for Monday. The state legislature is already done for the year, and college students nearly are as well.
But UW-Madison faculty members want lawmakers to understand some important things as we slide towards summer.
Yeah, they held a roundtable on campus, and political reporter Will Keneally was there. Will, what were the takeaways?
So the group is a faculty advisory panel called Profs. They brought in legislators, an economics professor, and a Board of Regents member. There's a lot of talk about the past legislative session and where they can take the university going forward. That included the issue of campus free speech and academic independence, hot button issues that were in the Capitol recently.
I think that what happens on campus isn't any different than you see in some of our city councils and school boards and county boards, every place right now.
Public education leads to democracy, and that's true especially at the university and higher education level. And so, to the previous question, the most important thing that the university owes to the state, and not to the legislature, but to the state, is to create thinkers who can be good citizens.
They also talked about ensuring anyone who qualifies for the school can actually afford it, while ensuring that the university also has enough funding to make it competitive with other Big Ten schools. They also touched on the Board of Regents' politics. Some of the governor's appointees have been waiting for years for the Senate to confirm them. We'll look at why that's important next at 5.
We will see you at 5. Will, thank you. 2 people were hospitalized after their car hit a tree on South Whitney Way early this morning. The car hit a tree on South Whitney Way and Endeavor Lane. According to a release, one of the people involved in the crash sustained very significant injuries. Sections of Whitney Way were closed during the investigation.
Moderna today asked U.S. regulators to authorize low doses of its COVID-19 vaccine for children younger than 6, a long-awaited move toward potentially opening shots for millions of tots by summer. The most recent phase of Moderna's Kid Cove trials revealed that the 2 doses of the vaccine had a 51% efficacy rate for children 6 months to 2 years old and a 37% rate for children 2 to under 6 years old. Moderna submitted the request to the FDA this morning for emergency use authorization for a vaccine for children under 6. If approved, the vaccine would be available to kids between 6 months and 6 years old.
This is a giant step forward that the data is completed and to be submitted to the FDA for consideration for an EUA. This is a big step for a lot of parents who've been waiting for this for 2 years so that they can get back to the lives that they were used to.
Moderna's vaccine isn't the only one in the race. Pfizer is soon expected to announce if 3 of its even smaller dose shots work for the littlest kids, months after the disappointing discovery that 2 doses weren't quite strong enough.
Pretty cool event is happening today at the Alliant Energy Center. It's billed as the state's largest sustainable transportation conference and expo. The event features multiple breakout sessions which feature some of the industry's top leaders on sustainable transportation choices. The topics range from incorporating electric vehicles and alternative fuel options into fleets to state and federal programs and sustainable choices for non-road equipment.
We're a fuel neutral organization, so we support all of the alternative fuels. So we have a lot of great project partners that are working in all aspects and diversification of fuels across the state.
Attendees also had the opportunity to get behind the wheel of a variety of alternative fuel and electric vehicles during the ride and drive outside Exhibit Hall.
Well, anti-Semitic incidents have reached a record high in the U.S. as millions around the world mark Holocaust Remembrance Day. Survivors of the Nazi massacre say hatred toward Jews needs to stop now. Sirens sounded across Israel, bringing life to a standstill to remember the 6 million Jews and millions of others who died in the Holocaust.
Really amazing to see the whole country stop for 2 minutes.
But on this Holocaust Remembrance Day, anti-Semitism across the U.S. shows no signs of stopping. A new report from the Anti-Defamation League reveals violence, harassment, and vandalism against Jewish people reached a record high last year with more than 2,700 reported incidents. The U.S. has the largest Jewish population outside Israel, and the number of anti-Jewish hate crimes recorded in New York and Los Angeles alone nearly doubled in 2021. That's according to a worldwide study from Tel Aviv University. President Biden is asking Congress for billions more in military, humanitarian, and economic assistance to Ukraine.
Russia has intensified attacks in eastern and southern Ukraine and is warning the West not to interfere in the conflict.
Skylar Henry has more.
President Biden is asking Congress for $33 billion in additional aid to help Ukraine defend itself against Russia.
The cost of this fight is not cheap. But caving to aggression is going to be more costly if we allow it to happen.
The proposals include more than $20 billion to keep vital military assistance, such as artillery and armored vehicles, flowing into the country. The president also wants to make it easier for the federal government to use assets seized from Russian oligarchs to compensate Ukraine.
We will not let Russia intimidate or blackmail their way out of these sanctions. We will not allow them to use their oil and gas to avoid consequences for their aggression.
President Biden is scheduled to visit a Lockheed Martin facility in Alabama next week, where he says he'll thank the American workers that make the Javelin anti-tank missiles there. The U.S. has already sent many of those weapons to Ukraine. On Thursday, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said lawmakers must work quickly to support Ukraine and to get pandemic funding.
This is a fight of democracy against authoritarianism. So every penny we approved for Ukraine is money well spent.
9 weeks into the war, Russia has intensified its attacks in eastern and southern Ukraine. But Ukrainians are standing strong. Russian President Vladimir Putin is warning that any country that interferes in Ukraine will face a lightning-fast response. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
And U.S. Marine Trevor Reed is back in Texas after a surprise prisoner swap with Russia. The State Department says it's still working to free 2 other Americans in Russian custody, including WNBA star Brittany Griner.
The city of Baraboo is getting infrastructure money to help renovate its historic public library. A representative from the U.S. Department of Agriculture helped celebrate the renovation groundbreaking that is being made possible by a $6 million USDA loan. Baraboo's Carnegie Public Library opened its doors in 1903.
It has been in continuous operation, except for 3 months after a fire. That is a long time, and it really stands as a testament to the value that the library brings to the community and how much it means.
No question about it.
With a collection of 5,000 books and playing host to children hearing a great story during public story hours, Baraboo hopes its library continues to serve many more generations.
One of Olbrich Botanical Gardens' corpse flowers is set to bloom again after nearly 12 years. Corpse flowers, or Titan arum, are unique and rare as they bloom 4 to 5 times on average during a 40-year lifespan. This one last bloomed in 2010. The name corpse can be fitting as the bloom emits a smell akin to rotting flesh to attract natural pollinators like carrion beetles and flies. While there's a long wait between blooms, the corpse flower's blooms typically last just 24 to 48 hours.
It gathers enough energy on those off years to be able to produce the bloom that is this large. And it smells so bad so that it can attract a very specific pollinator, a certain type of beetle. And so that's why it smells like garbage or rotting fish. People have all sorts of ways of describing it, but it needs to smell like that to attract its pollinator.
Don't stop and smell the flowers. Only the corpse flower knows when it's going to bloom, but they're expecting it within the next week. The flower stalk can reach 6 to 8 feet before it blooms with a diameter of about 3 feet. They can get even bigger in the wild, potentially reaching 12 feet. I covered this plant when it was at the UW.
Did you? What did it smell like?
It smelled like that.
Yeah.
Rotted flesh.
Wow. Yeah, I've never had a chance to see it.
And they moved it over to Olbrich, so get over there and smell it. Still to come before the NFL draft kicks off tonight in Las Vegas.
That's right. Jim Rutledge from ESPN Madison joins us with who he thinks the Packers should and will probably pick in the first round. We'll talk about that when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. It's the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. Entresto is proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. And trust your heart to Entresto.
When it comes to pain medicine, less is more. Aleve gives long-lasting freedom from pain with fewer pills than Tylenol. Instead of taking pills every 4 to 6 hours, Aleve works up to 12 hours, so you can focus on what matters. Aleve, less pills, more relief.
Allergy sufferers. Bedtime means it's time to take Zysol. Zysol relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin, and on first dose, provides the same relief as Zyrtec in a pill nearly half the size. Be wise all. Take Zysol at night.
Fueling up can be pricey, but now filling up on Denny's endless world-famous breakfast is not. Get all the pancakes, hash browns, and scrambled eggs you want for only $6.99. Endless breakfast, endless value. Only at Denny's.
Is that our luggage rack?
I fixed that thing. Gorilla Tape.
Of course.
Double thick adhesive with a rugged outer shell for a hold that lasts. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
When you drive a Honda, the adventures go on and on. Follow your adventures with the rugged power of Honda. The brand owners are calling the most fun to drive. Hurry into a local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Welcome back. 1/5 of all reptile species face the risk of extinction.
That is the finding of a first-of-its-kind study for reptiles involving nearly 1,000 scientists in 24 countries that took 15 years to complete. It found crocodiles and turtles are the most threatened, with nearly 58% of crocodiles and 50% of turtles vulnerable. Habitat loss driven by logging, agriculture, and urbanization, and competition with invasive species are the main threats to the reptiles.
Economic growth in the U.S. is not picking up steam. The Bureau of Economic Analysis released data on the nation's gross domestic product today. The GDP dropped 1.4% between January and March. That's a big difference from the final quarter of 2021 when the measure grew nearly 7%. It's also the worst performance for the GDP since midway through 2020 when the pandemic was in full swing.
Facebook's parent company Meta's first earnings report for the year missed Wall Street revenue forecasts. Although Meta's profits were above expectations, it was still down 21% compared to this time last year. According to Meta, one factor hurting the bottom line is the ongoing Russian invasion of Ukraine, which resulted in the blocking of Facebook and Instagram in Russia. Meta is also dealing with business disruptions caused by Apple's changes to privacy practices.
Stocks rallied on Wall Street as investors attempt to come back from this week's sell-off. The Dow Industrials added 614 points, closing at 33,916. The Nasdaq Composite gained 282 points, or 3%, and the S&P 500 was up 103. The scene is set for tonight's NFL draft in Las Vegas, and it's unlike any before.
Starting with the red carpet stage, which is built in the man-made lake that is home to the world-famous Bellagio fountains. NFL prospects will walk this stage, and it will also play host to musical performances from some of Vegas's top acts.
Las Vegas was supposed to host the draft in 2020, but the pandemic canceled those plans. 2 years later, the Sin City is ready to go, and they're going to run the fountain with this at the same time?
I think so. I think so.
All right, well, what should Green Bay Packer fans be watching for tonight? Jim Rutledge from ESPN Madison joins us with a preview. The Packers have a first-round draft picks. Jim, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, you lose Devontae Adams and you end up adding a draft pick. So that works out.
So who should they pick in the first round?
So I'm of the belief, and there's a report from Tom Pelissaro, who used to work in Green Bay, I think, for the Gazette up there, now works for NFL.com, that the Packers are one of the teams that are contacting teams higher up in the draft. The Packers currently hold the 22nd and 29th pick. That the Packers may be looking to trade up. If they trade up, I think they're definitely going to get a receiver. There's a lot. Chris Olave is a guy that everyone is in love with here. He's an Ohio State guy. He's not the #1 wide receiver. Drake London, the guy from USC, is another guy. George Patterson from Ohio State, another name that's viewed very high on the list. So if they trade up, I think they should go up and take one of those wide receivers. If they sit pat, you know, you can see an offensive lineman, a safety, a cornerback. You can see any of these positions go. They need help at tight end. I don't think those go all in the first round, but there's a lot of need for the Packers despite them being a very good team.
What, if any, input do you think Aaron Rodgers has in the selections that'll be made tonight?
Well, it's interesting to juxtapose Russell Wilson's input in Denver, the new quarterback out in Denver. He was talking to his GM, George Patton, said, hey, Russ and I are talking every day. He's a wealth of football knowledge, and we want to pick his brain and figure out who he thinks should be good. That might have contributed to Melvin Gordon going back to the Broncos a day ago to a contract that could be up to $5 million. Meanwhile, Gutekunst, maybe he's not a wordsmith. It was very weird on how he described it. It was a lot of hemming and hawing of like, yeah, Aaron and I talk, and we want his input, but final decisions come down to us. So it just didn't seem as quite as collaborative, maybe what's going on in Denver. So I hope they've asked Aaron, his thoughts maybe ahead of time, but it doesn't sound like Aaron's going to serve as a tiebreaker or have heavy involvement in the draft. I think that's a mistake, especially talking about the wide receiver position. Yeah, I mean, D lineman, sure, whatever, but even offensive lineman. But if Aaron's got a thought on a playmaking wide receiver, I think it's worth getting it, especially if they send him some tape and he watched it and shared his feedback.
Absolutely. Now, are there any Badgers going in the first round?
Not in the first round. I think Leo Chanel's probably the highest guy you'll see get drafted, followed by Jake Ferguson. And then, former Badger Jack Cohen could fall somewhere in there. And then Jack Sanborn's another guy that could end up getting drafted. Maybe Matt Higginson is the last guy that get drafted for the Badgers. But they're all probably weekend picks. I don't even know if someone will get picked tomorrow. Maybe Chanel tomorrow. But most of those guys, the draft now spreads out over the weekend. Most of those guys are going to be picks over the weekend.
All right, so it goes all the way through the weekend.
Yeah, it's a busy time. I mean, why not? The draft industrial complex starts the day after the NFL season ends with mock drafts, and you got draft grades, you got combine, you got all that. I mean, we got to stay busy, so, we got to spread it out.
Who do you think will go first?
I'm going to go with Hutchinson, the defensive end from Michigan. The Jacksonville Jaguars need that position, and I can see him going there. So I'll go with kind of the layup. I'm sure the Lions at number 2 would love the Michigan kid to end up there, but I think he'll go number 1.
All right, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, just to watch the show, too,
always
in
a fun
Vegas.
night.
Wow.
All right, Jim,
make a spectacle out of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The NFL's known for that. All right, Jim, thank you.
Great to see you,
Talk to
Jim.
soon.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It is Thursday, time for our Traveler Throwback.
We head back to 1983 to salute some very hardworking legal secretaries. That's coming up after Dana's First Warn forecast.
The lowest prices of the season sale is happening now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save up to 40% off clearance and special buy appliances. Plus, pay no interest for 36 months. Only at Furniture and Appliance Mart, inside Ashley off the Beltline and East Springs Drive.
What are you recommending for muscle pain?
Based on clinical data, I recommend Salon Pass.
Agreed. My patients like these patches because they work up to 12 hours, even on moderate pain.
Salon Pass, it's good medicine.
Feeling trapped by your expensive cell phone plan? Here's the key. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Keep your phone and number with the same great coverage as the big carriers. Escape to a no-contract $20 a month plan with talk, text, and data. It's easy to connect. With our award-winning customer support team, no sleight of hand is required. Call, go online, or visit Target to get your new SIM card or phone today.
Keep your yard looking green with Menards Garden Center. From fertilizer to hoses, the Garden Center is the place to shop. Forever Green Weed and Feed is a ready-to-use formula that fertilizes your lawn and controls weeds in one application. Just $14.99 after 11% rebate. Schultz Garden Soil gives you better results than plain topsoil for growing flowers and vegetables. Plus, it feeds plants for up to 6 months. Just $4.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey everybody, who's coming to the big show? Meet me at Renovate, Saturday, June 11th at Oakshot Gaming and Casino in Wisconsin Dells for an all-day outdoor event. Come out for classic cars, trucks, and motorcycles during the day and stay for the concert at night. Featuring country superstar Trace Atkins, Runaway June, The Mascot Theory, and Beth Killy Band. All benefiting Heat and Housing for Heroes. Visit vetawi.com for more details.
People with plaque psoriasis are rethinking the choices they make, like the shot they take, the memories they create, or the spin they initiate. Otezla, it's a choice you can make. Otezla is not a cream. It's a pill that treats plaque psoriasis differently. With Otezla, you can achieve clearer skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. Otezla can cause serious allergic reactions. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla, show more of you.
The lowest prices of the season sale is happening now at Ashley. Up to 64% off hot new looks. Plus, get an additional 10% off at checkout. Doorbuster savings throughout the store. And pay no interest for 36 months. Only at Ashley.
Well, take a look at this. A Missouri school program participant went uber viral when he kicked the funkiness up a notch. 9-year-old Trip Thermone got footloose, to say the least, stealing the show during a dance break by dialing his smooth moves up to an 11. His mom posted the hilarious video on TikTok, where it raked up more than 8 million views.
That's great. I'd love to see his parents. I'd love to see a shot of his parents.
You know they're cracking up right now.
Oh, my. Well, he's got to live with that now for the rest of his life.
Exactly.
Yep,
Just wait till he's in high school.
At some point, this video is going to come back around.
It's going to haunt him.
Yes.
So you were in South Carolina, where was it 80 degrees?
It was 85 and sunny, guys. It was 85 and sunny.
Your friends got married?
Yes. I had friends who got married, and it was a wonderful celebration, but I have to admit that I prefer the 4 seasons and the cooler weather, though it's a little bit below average right now.
Yes.
It's a little chilly outside for us.
And maybe a little rain coming too.
We need rain.
Yeah, the rain is good. The rain is good for us, but we should be closer to 60, right? That's what sparks spring and gets things budding, getting used to
yeah, enough with the wind
ready to go. I know. Nobody likes that. We'll take a closer look at your forecast right after the break.
Allergy sufferers, bedtime means it's time to take Zysol. Zysol relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin, and on first dose, provides the same relief as Zyrtec in a pill nearly half the size. Be wise all, take Zysol at night.
It's time. Get back to your health and fitness goals by joining Anytime Fitness for just $1. Now through May 2nd. Get a coach, get going, get fit. Join Anytime Fitness for just $1. Now through May 2nd. Hurry in today.
A box can be essential, then recycled for a move, and then help brighten breakfast, or bring fresh scents in a tube. What starts as a box for detergent can become one with a helpful seam. All part of the circle of caring for our natural resources and trees. Recycling your boxes and paper products helps nature thrive. Be a force for nature and choose sustainable, recyclable paper and packaging.
Enough! This doom and gloom ends now.
It's time for a brighter view. Let the sun shine in with 2-for-1 windows from Feldco. Plus, no interest until 2023.
2-for-1 windows from Feldco ends Saturday. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
In late October of 2021, I got COVID, and I was pretty sure that I was at the end of my rope.
I knew we were in trouble when we decided to bring in our attorney to start having Joel sign end-of-life documents, business documents.
My last try was an experimental medication. She put me on the Aviptadil, and that next morning when I woke up, I was a new man.
Because of Ron Johnson's right to try bill, I have my husband today.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
The Stanley Steamer started with one man, a van, and a whole lot of carpet. We've been innovating for a long time. Stanley Steamer now goes beyond carpet. We've been cleaning tile and grout, upholstery, rugs, air ducts, and a whole lot more. We don't just clean carpets, we clean homes. So when your home needs a cleaning, give us a ring at 1-800-STEAMER.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
All right, before we dive into the forecast, we have to give a shout out to my new friends in Sun Prairie. Today, I was able to hang out with the third graders at Westside Elementary. I'm the tall third grader in the back. That's me. We had a great time talking to all things weather, the climate in Wisconsin, some fantastic questions about sinkholes and earthquakes and how big hurricanes can get. Of course, if you're ever interested in setting up a school visit or just some sort of weather talk, because I love talking about weather, please feel free to shoot an email, Facebook, Twitter, all great ways to get a hold. Now, I do have a pretty high standard, though, for my third graders to ask a lot of questions, and these guys are pretty chatty, so keep that in mind. If you're inviting us out, have your questions ready. Right now, our Doppler track is generally pretty quiet. We have seen a few light showers, mainly southeast of Dane County over the last few hours. Otherwise, a cloudy sky overhead. Rain chances expected to build in for us tomorrow, but much of that rain really staying to the south. The stronger thunderstorms also staying to the south for us today. Mostly cloudy. That means temperatures will hold pretty steady for us overnight, only dropping down to the mid to low 30s with our breeze coming in from the southeast. We'll have the chance for rain as we look ahead to Friday, mainly late in the day. Temperatures tomorrow afternoon will be a little milder outside, closer to average in the low 60s for us. We'll have that rain chance again expected for us heading into Saturday, and then Saturday morning we could even see some stronger thunderstorms mix in. This is right around 7, 8 o'clock. The rain building in from the west first. Temperatures early in the day in the 50s. It does look like afternoon high temperatures will climb up into the low 60s, but some of these showers could be a little heavier at times, and we have the potential to see some stronger thunderstorms mixed in. That could bring some higher wind gusts and heavier rainfall for us on Saturday. Not a day to cancel any outdoor plans, as there will be breaks in between those showers. Rainfall totals generally in the 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch range. Some isolated areas could pick up just a smidge more than 3/4 inch, closer to 1 inch of accumulation. So we will have a bit of a rainy, spotty Saturday. Just keeping an eye on the radar through the afternoon. A marginal risk, so only a 1 out of a scale of 5 for us in southern Wisconsin. It does look like those stronger storms will stay to the south, but we will have a few thunderstorms for us for our Saturday. Tomorrow, high temperatures will be in the 60s, 63 in Madison. Breezy outside still, though. Wind speeds about 10 to 20 miles per hour with a chance for some showers. As we look ahead, at this point, pushing into May in our 6 to 10 day and our 8 to 14 day outlook, it does look like our temperatures will be trending below average towards the end of our 10 day. Now, this time of year, we should be in the low 60s. This rain is a good thing, but we need to get temperatures up just a little bit more to help things bloom and get ready for springtime, especially our overnight lows. As we look ahead through the next several days, we'll have a few opportunities to pick up showers, not total washouts, but still expect to have the umbrella on hand if you are going to be out and about. Temperatures stay below average, but close to 60 to start next week. We drop down to the mid-50s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, though, does look like we're going to dip down to the upper 40s for afternoon highs. Friday in the mid-50s, and then the following weekend, temperature-wise, trending back up closer to average. So no big climbs up in our temperature right now. A few opportunities to pick up some rain, though. That's some good news.
I see the little buds. I mean, they're trying.
They're trying. They are trying right now, and we aren't in a situation where it's too cold outside, but if we really want things to bloom, we do need to get some
Crank it up
steadier,
a little
warmer.
bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
just a nice climb up would be nice.
The bleeding hearts have started, but they like it cool.
Okay. All right.
So you know,
Now we know. All right. He's got his green thumbs and he's ready. I'm ready to garden too, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting patiently.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Dana.
Thanks, Dana.
Well, yesterday was Administrative Professionals Day.
Back in 1983, it was called Secretary's Day, and we met some very hard-working ones back then. Here's this week's Traveler Throwback Thursday.
If there's one person that knows everything that's going on in an office, it's the receptionist. It's a tough job, and they deserve to be honored too during Secretary's Week, especially these receptionists. Just listen to how they have to answer a phone.
Morning, Isaacson, Lathrop, Beshard, and Clark. Eisenberg, Geeson, Ewers, and Hayes.
What we've got here are receptionists for legal firms. Firms with long names.
Good morning, Stafford, Rosenbaum, Reeser, and Hansen. Could you hold a moment? Thank you.
How's that again?
Good morning, Stafford, Rosenbaum, Reeser, and Hansen. May I help you?
I had to read it off the letterhead of an envelope. Because, you know, it was like I was mixing up the names and they were hard to pronounce at first. Because you have to say them fast and so many of them.
If I start thinking about something else, then I get it messed up. But
Now you've got it down pretty well?
I answer it at home like that.
Good morning, Korzinski, Nider, Langer, and Robertson.
Fischler, Plino, Schrank, and Rosen. Good morning, Buffett, Blenny, Olson, and Lasker. I had a little thing taped here on the phone so I could remember all the names without forgetting.
Eisenberg, Geeson, Ewers,
Gibson, Lathrop, Beshard, Fischler, Plino, Schrank, Stafford, Rosenbaum, Reeser, and Hansen.
Korzinski, Nider, Langer,
Buffett, Blenny, Olson,
and Hayes.
Clark, Rosen, Hansen,
and Robertson,
and Lasker.
It's a tough job, but as they say, somebody's got to do it. Mark Kane, News 3, traveling in Madison.
Bye now.
So you went to every law firm in the city,
Apparently,
I guess.
and some of those are still around.
Yeah, I love the big hair days of the 80s.
And I apologize to anyone who's watching that was in that piece and didn't want to be, but anyway. Coming up next here on Live Before, we take you to a retirement home for monkeys. It's called Normal Things.
And then coming up next hour at 5, 27 children died of abuse or neglect in Wisconsin in 2020. That is a number on par with past years, ranging in the high teens to low 30s over the past decade. Our Naomi Coles has been digging into this, and she explains it all coming up at 5.
It's life's most precious commodity, especially when you have metastatic breast cancer. When your time is threatened, it's hard to invest in your future, until now. Kisqali is helping women live longer than ever before when taken with an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant in HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's proven to delay disease progression. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Your future is ahead of you, so it's time to make the most of it with Kisqali. Because when you invest in yourself, everyone gets the best of you.
Come join the amazing team of compassionate caregivers at the one and only Attic Angel Community. Attic Angel Community of Madison is looking for skilled RNs and CNAs and offers shift differentials and on-demand pay, tuition reimbursement, wellness center, and much more. CNAs starting at $18 an hour. We also offer rewarding careers in housekeeping and food service. Apply online today at atticangel.org. Come join the one and only Attic Angel Community.
If you have COPD, ask your doctor about Breasttree. Breasttree gives me better breathing and helps prevent flare-ups. Before Breasttree, I was stuck in the past. I still had bad days. Flare-ups, which kept me from doing what I love. My doctor said, for my COPD, it was time for Breasttree. Breasttree gives you better breathing, symptom improvement, and helps prevent flare-ups. Like no other COPD medicine, Breasttree was proven to reduce flare-ups by 52%.
Breasttree won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breasttree more than prescribed. Breasttree may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
If you have COPD, ask your doctor about Breasttree.
News 3 Now is taking action, reaching out to our community to lend a helping hand.
Taking action by teaming with our neighbors and local leaders to help make this amazing community we share a better place to live.
Taking action for South Central Wisconsin. News 3 Now.
Want to know right now what the weather will be like tomorrow? Download the First Warn Weather app and get my 48-hour forecast to help you plan your day.
The First Warn Weather app. Get it now. Powered by News 3 Now.
Giving the weather satellite a spin, we end up in St. Louis on this Thursday. Kind of cloudy there as well, but it's warm. 71 degrees.
That's a great shot. Love it.
Well, we're getting an inside look at a local monkey sanctuary. It's essentially a retirement home for monkeys.
The facility's here in the 608. It's one of only 9 of its kind in the entire country. Josh Spreiter has the story from Westfield.
We really want to see natural behaviors, so that's part of our rehabilitation process.
Amy Kerwin is proud of the work being done at Primates Incorporated, a monkey sanctuary located outside of Westfield.
They're just really beautiful monkeys, but they're really meant to be in the wild.
While working in the lab at the University of Wisconsin, Kerwin founded the only sanctuary in the state 18 years ago. 11 monkeys now enjoy the freedom from the pet trade, the entertainment industry, and labs, where scientists studied the primates because of their similarities to humans.
I thought that since we were getting funding to test on them because of their similarities, at the very least we could do would be to send them to sanctuaries after.
All animals should be retired from labs, from the entertainment industry, from the pet trade. And I think it's kind of a universal mission that everyone can get behind, and I really connected strongly with it as well.
Alyssa Smolensky started off as a volunteer with the nonprofit, but is now on the board of directors.
Every time we retire a new monkey and they get to go outside for the first time, they get to see other monkeys, make friends, they get to groom each other, play. It's always just really amazing to see how they relax and how they enjoy their lives, because some of them have never experienced that before.
More folks from across the country are contacting the facility, so expansion projects are on the table. Their current building is near capacity, so there is a wait list for primates waiting to be retired. And because of the specific care these monkeys need every day, it takes a village to get the job done.
I've made it my life's work, but I really needed to involve the community over the years and increase awareness about the need to help them.
Right now, the nonprofit needs to raise $600,000 to construct 2 new buildings and cover expenses of several years' worth of care.
This will give them the opportunity to retire dozens of deserving monkeys and provide the medical attention that they need. If you'd like to learn more about how you can help, go to channel3000.com.
One of 9 in the country. It's pretty cool.
Hey, look who's here.
Farm Babe. Still coming forward. The farmers are getting a late start planting this year. Isn't that right, Pam?
Well, we'll talk about it.
All right. And we're taking your calls as well. Call now if you have a question for Pam, 608-270-9933. You can answer anything agriculture or Packers, related.
Packers too.
We'll take your calls when we come back.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to add the perfect accessories to your new Chevy. Make it bolder. Make it work harder. Make it your own. Find new possibilities. Find new roads. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy pickup trucks. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward the eligible purchase of a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Shop the Spring Savings Double Up Sale for double rebates on our most popular appliance and grill brands. Shop in-stock specials like this Amana top-load washer for just $5.48. This KitchenAid dishwasher for just $7.98. This GE convection range with air fry for just $8.98. Or this LG 25 cubic foot French door refrigerator for just $14.98. Shop GrandAppliance.com or a store near you. Grand Appliance, the appliance experts.
This is what people with eczema said about how their skin feels. When it comes to our skin, what if it could feel differently? Say hello to Opzelura for the treatment of mild to moderate eczema. Opzelura is a steroid-free cream, proven to help clear skin and significantly reduce itch. Do not start Opzelura if you have any infection, as it may lower your ability to fight them. Tell your doctor if you are being treated for an infection, have TB, or have been in close contact with someone with TB, have had hepatitis B or C. Serious lung infections, skin cancer, blood clots, and low blood cell counts have been reported with Opzelura. In patients taking JAK inhibitors, serious infections, increased risk of death, lymphoma, other cancers, immune system problems, and major cardiovascular events have occurred. The most common side effect is pain and swelling in the nose or throat. It's a one-of-a-kind cream. So what could that mean for your skin? Ask your dermatologist about Opzelura.
Everything we love about Wisconsin is under attack. As an Army commander, I serve God, family, and country. But the media, they say none of that matters anymore. When I was a kid, every day at school, I took the pledge. In the service, I took an oath. But today, people take a knee. When I was 9 years old, my dad handed me a shovel and put me to work. Nowadays, people get paid to sit on the couch. And back then, you called somebody lazy, it was a huge insult. But today, you get a pronoun wrong, and the liberals want your head. I'm Tim Michaels. The radical left, they're destroying everything we love about America. And too many establishment Republicans, they're along for the ride. I'm not some career politician. I'm a self-made businessman who doesn't give a rip about the special interests or their money. I'm Tim Michaels. I'm running for governor to turn Madison upside down and take back the freedoms that make Wisconsin great.
Tim Michaels for governor. He'll turn Madison upside down.
As far as traffic is concerned right now, a lot of green popping up for southwestern Wisconsin. Along the Beltline, though, things getting a little slower, especially on the eastbound side. Westbound, all good for us in downtown Madison. Actually looks pretty smooth for a Thursday evening commute. Janesville, also a lot of green, and north and southbound along the interstate right now, all good for Rock County and in Dane County. From the Beltline to Janesville, we're sitting at 25 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Middleton to Sauk City, and downtown to Sun Prairie, sitting at about 18 minutes for us this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
Dana, thank you. The fabulous farm babe, as we've mentioned, Pam Yankee, is with us today. Little allergies going on?
Yeah. It started with just the green coming out.
Right.
And I thought, a couple days. And now I just can't. I did my grilled cheese championship last weekend, so I hashed the voice from about 10 in the morning till about 4 in the afternoon.
Oh, it's a bad combination. We're taking your calls for Pam today. It's a great day to call in. We have 3 lines open at 608-270-9933.
So it seems like we're way behind in planting. It's not that bad at this point?
No, it's everybody's anxious because we remember last year at this time, a lot of farmers had a pretty good percentage of their corn already in the ground. That was the exception, not the rule. This year, according to Dr. Joe Lauer, a University Extension corn specialist, you would ideally want to plant your corn on the 1st of May. Now, for some folks, that's going to happen. Others, it's not. Otherwise, the farther north you move, about May 7th would be your ideal. But we still can do great with the crop if we can get it in the ground by the end or toward the end part of May.
Okay.
So right now,
gives you a little wiggle room.
Well, I was teasing these guys that I went over to catch Canalty and make sure I was keeping them honest about what's going on with soil temperatures. 40 degrees as of about 2 o'clock this afternoon, 2 inches down most all around Channel 3's viewing area. You want that ground to be closer to 50 degrees as an ideal when you're planting something like corn. Otherwise, you can put it at risk. Then if it rains, that plant or that seed will suck that water in. If the temperatures stay cold, it basically freezes and kills that seed. And with the expenses we've got this year on the farm, you don't want to go around again.
Yeah.
So we need some sunshine and warmer temperatures.
Yes, for all of us.
That's what we need. All right, we have some calls. Let's go to the phones. We'll start with John up in North Freedom. Hi, John. What's your question?
Hi there. First question is, when are they going to open up the farm bill again for reporting crop acreage? And where I'd be able to find out about getting grants for planting cover crops?
Okay, the first question that you had about the Farm Bill, they're already starting Farm Bill discussion now in Washington, D.C. In fact, tomorrow morning, my assistant is going to be on her way to Washington, D.C. with a group of farm broadcasters to ask that very question. It's not necessarily so much about acres per se, John, but they are going to be taking a look at some of the important ingredients like crop insurance and what percentage that farmers are going to be ending up paying for that. So the process has begun. It's important that you stay engaged in it, though, because as we've learned in the past, Just because they start it doesn't mean it's going to stay on track to be completed at the proper time. Your second question about grants for cover crops, that's something that you need to stay in touch with your Land Conservation Service, your Natural Resource Conservation Service, and through the Department of Agriculture. Most of those grants have already gone out. Remember, cover crops in Wisconsin are largely planted in the fall. So again, I think most of those grants have already expired, but we'll probably see more money coming around later this fall. That's the best I can advise you as far as right now.
Okay. Let's go to Cheryl in Madison. Hi, Cheryl. What's your question?
Sheila.
Oh, Sheila. Okay. What's your question?
Sheila. Yeah. I keep wondering when I watch you on the news at noon, you are down somewhere and then you're going somewhere else and how do you get to all those places and still get back to your microphone?
Well, careful planning. Careful planning. A lot of people give me grief about my schedule, but it's just kind of the way that I work. Mark was just asking, I get up at 2 in the morning, so when you start that early, you get a lot of things that you can make happen in the middle of the day. So when it's a priority, whether it's my family or whether it's 4-H'ers or county fair or something like that, I find a way to get there. And I do have good people too. Don't forget, I've got support staff back at the radio ranch that helps me out too.
Yes, very good. All right, let's go to Betty in Madison. Hi, Betty. What's your question?
Well, if this wasn't a discussion on Easter, someone had heard, another bizarre question here, that there's actually like automated farms where cows will actually come in when they want to be milked.
Yes. That is not fiction.
True?
That's right, Betty. I could take you someday. You'll have to jump in the farm truck with me, and I'll show you a couple different places around News 3.
I want to come too.
They're exactly. Our host from last year's Breakfast on the Farm, the Hinchley Dairy down in Cambridge, has robotic milkers. Now, Betty, I don't want you thinking about like some strange automatic robot body coming towards cows or anything like that. This is a standalone machine that basically allows the cow to walk in. She gets a little treat as far as grain, and then the machine comes underneath her, does all the work as far as milking her. When she's done milking, the machine knows, drops the units off of her, and she walks out. And they get to milk as much as they want, Betty. Some of them go as many as 8 times a day because they like it so much. Wow. So you tell me when you're ready, and Farm Babe will take you out.
Is there a line? Is there a line?
You bet there is. And there are also piglet cows that want to go around and around and around because they know they get the treat.
Oh, we got to do a story on that, Pam. Yes,
all right,
definitely.
We are out of time. If you're on the line, stay there. Pam's going to go in the newsroom and she'll talk to you off the air.
I'll take care of you.
Great to see you.
Great to see you, buddy.
Have a good one.
See you tomorrow at noon.
Absolutely.
Have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Schwab, General Surgeon at Stoughton Health. If you suffer from bothersome or painful spider veins or varicose veins, please join us for our upcoming seminar where you can learn what new procedures may be able to help you.
Quality, longevity, selection. These words have been synonymous with the Surgenians and Karastan brands for over 90 years. Save up to 20% on Karastan carpets this month with special financing and rebates. Local, sustainable, Surgenians.
He has his grandfather's smile.
Her mother's eyes.
My cheekbones.
But will she have my diabetes?
My sickle cell anemia.
His father's heart disease.
Go to joinallofus.org to share your health information and speed up health research breakthroughs. The future of health begins with you.
It's all you.
No, I insist.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on. After you.
After you. Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
If you suffer from bothersome spider veins or painful varicose veins, please contact us at Stoughton Health to learn about what new procedures may be able to help you.
Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Our warming planet is changing Wisconsin's landscape.
A lot of the plant hardiness zones have already shifted northward.
What does that mean for local farmers and gardeners? Mark Kane gets answers from the experts tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
News 3 Now is taking action to find and deliver the news stories that matter where you live.
Taking action to uncover the truth, getting answers, and finding solutions that can make an impact in your life and our community where we all live.
Taking action for South Central Wisconsin. News 3 Now.
As we look ahead to your Friday, it's going to be a bit breezy outside still, 10 to 20 miles per hour for those wind speeds, but it will be milder. High temperatures in the low 60s. Now, do know as we look ahead to that long-range forecast, our 6 to 10-day and our 8 to 14-day outlook, it looks like our general temperature trend still below average. So we might see the 60s a few times, but in general, still a bit cool for the start of May.
Yeah, cool spring, that's for sure. Dana, thank you. Tomorrow here on Live Before, Louie and Oliver have the best animal stories on the News Hounds.
And our Michael Bruno goes backstage to check out Stroller Theater's production of The Importance of Being Earnest. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we were created for officers. But as we've evolved with the military, we've grown to serve all who've honorably served, no matter their rank or when they were in. A Marine just out of boot camp, or a petty officer from 73, and even his kids and their kids. USAA is made for all who honorably served and their eligible family members. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
Why hide your skin? If Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control.
Hide my skin? Not me.
By hitting eczema where it counts, Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of eczema.
Hide my skin? Not me.
And that means long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief for adults. With Dupixent, you can show more skin with less eczema.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can change how your skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice. Talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
And I walked right into US Cellular and I said I want to choose any phone in here for free.
What'd he say?
He said, sure. Really nice guy. I had my pick of any phone from any brand, free, even the newest ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got the big screen?
Yeah.
Big storage?
Yeah.
Fits in your pocket?
Fits in my pocket. Yeah, it's a big phone, and that's what I wanted, and I got what I wanted.
At US Cellular, we put you first. So choose any phone free. Plus, get unlimited data for just $30 a month. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
Things were really starting to turn worse for my mom. They basically said, that's all we can do.
Right to try is hope when there is no hope.
We had done research on the Zysami. Apparently it was still in stage 3 clinical trials.
She couldn't have that medication unless it was for the Right to Try Act and Senator Johnson's work.
This is 3 days after the treatment, and you can see the difference. You know, without the efforts of Senator Johnson, my mom wouldn't be here today.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
In today's Final Touch, an emperor penguin colony has a new metallic member.
Its name is Echo. The tiny robot is in Antarctica living with penguins as it gathers information. These unmanned ground vehicles will help scientists study the vulnerability of marine ecosystems and potential problems that could be caused by climate change. The team says this will help them collect data year-round while having less impact on the animals overall. The researchers also say the penguins appear to be getting along well with Echo, who is solar powered with built-in heater to withstand the Antarctic wintry blast. It's pretty cool, so to speak. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.